So the ensign sees that everyone is ready, and it's time to issue the orders to load the musket. Now the first thing to do is to handle your priming flask and to prime the weapon. This is to put the powder that initiates the main charge in the priming pan on the side of the musket. They have to open the cover, pour in the finely milled powder, close the cover again, and all of this is done by numbers with an order for each movement. They cast their loose grains off their musket to ensure there's no powder spilled on the outside of the lid of the priming pan. They also blow off. Having cast off and knocked the loose grains, they blow off to make sure there is absolutely no loose grains of gunpowder or black powder that could go off prematurely.
Cast about and trail your musket.
They then cast about their musket because, having dealt with the breech end of the weapon, they now need to deal with the muzzle end. That's the front end. Everything in terms of the main propellant powder and shot goes down the barrel from the front end.
Handle your charge.
So they have to handle their charge, and you'll see the musketeers reaching for one of the wooden flasks dangling from their ammunition bandolier across their chest. Sometimes these bandoliers were known as the 12 apostles, if they carried 12 of those bottles, and each bottle contains a measured amount of powder for one musket shot.
Open your charge.
That loose powder is literally poured down the barrel. And then, if we were firing for real, live, we would take a heavy slug, a lead musket ball, and drop that down the barrel as well. And then a piece of wadding to hold it all in place. And you want to make sure that everything, powder and shot and wadding, are all at the base of the barrel. Therefore, the ramrods are drawn forth, or more properly, the scouring sticks, as they were known in the 17th century. These are then shortened, inserted into the end of the muzzle, and then they can ram home to make sure that musket ball and powder behind it are all firmly down in the firing chamber at the base of the weapon, at the breech end. We don't want to leave that scouring stick in the barrel. That would turn the weapon into a giant harpoon gun. It did happen. There are accounts of scouring sticks flying through the air like harpoons. The problem with that, it looks a bit comic. It might even kill an enemy if you skewer them in the eye, but you have now lost your ramrod and you can't use your weapon very effectively. So again, giving these orders by numbers in slow time reminds the musketeers of what they have to do. Now, having primed and indeed loaded the piece, they now need to get ready to fire it. You'll notice in one of their hands they have a piece of glowing match cord. Match cord, this is a woven rope, much like the sash cord you find in the casement windows in old houses. Soaked in saltpeter, so it burns. It doesn't burn quickly, it burns slowly. It burns with a glowing coal on the end of the match cord. You'll notice the musketeers every now and again blowing on that to make sure the coals are glowing bright and hot. They have to fit that match cord into the serpent, the hammer if you like, of the musket. Again, put it in tight, blow on it once again. They then have to test that serpent to make sure when they pull the trigger, that match cord is going to aim into the pan and not off to one side. It's a little bit of a hit and miss affair. So they try their match to ensure that it is lined up. Blow on the match cord for the very last time to make sure there was a nice glowing hot tip to ignite that gunpowder in the priming pan.
Face to your right about!
And then they can turn about, ready for a thunderous discharge. Prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Open your pan. Set. Give. Fire!
A splendid volley, I think, worthy of a round of applause for the musketeers of the division of shot, proving they are not mere rude mechanicals, they are highly skilled musket operators. Now, I think all of our muskets went